Is this safe?
I wouldn't recommend doing it, but we're gonna do it. And we're gonna be okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Give it a second.
Well, hello there. It's me, Joseph Jebediah Francis Pickelmin III, and we're here at Pickelmin Farms, and this episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Head on over to squarespace.com/rogue. Spell it however you want. You'll see what happens.
All right, Ryer, I've always heard of this experiment. I've never had the courage to actually attempt it, and I don't know why or how it works.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little uncomfortable because we have exposed mains voltage going on.
Yeah.
But we've got our fire equipment, we've got a little bit of safety redundancy, so I think we're gonna be okay. So do you remember, like, when walking around at night used to look different? Like, it used to look all yellow, right? You remember this at all?
Yeah. You're talking about all the sodium arc lamps.
Yeah.
It used to be streetlights were all the yellowy thing.
Right, so they were either a high pressure or a low pressure sodium vapor lamp because those were super, super energy efficient. They produced a lot of light for a little bit of energy and they lasted basically forever. And now those worked on the principle of putting current through sodium gas.
A medium.
Or yeah,
Right,
some sort of medium.
Right. So unlike the light bulb, which is electricity running through a filament in a vacuum,
yep.
This is actually like, let's just light up the gas.
Exactly, it's kind of like a firework, right? Like we know that sodium, I mean, I'm not a physicist, but it emits some sort of photon or whatever, and it creates...
Yes, similar to the noble gases, your xenons, your neons.
Yeah. In theory, we can make the ultimate low pressure sodium lamp using a pickle.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Penn and Teller wrote about it in How to Play with Your Food. And if I remember, it was like a bunch of words, but at the end of it, it was like, if you stick electricity into a pickle, it glows.
That's what we're gonna do here today.
Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, we're not using direct current, we're using alternating current.
This is just wall voltage.
The exact same thing that they use to electrocute elephants.
Yeah, Edison killed an elephant.
Yes,
basically
correct.
with this
all
setup.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I've got mains voltage running into these two nails.
Basically, this is straight from
Yeah.
a plug to here.
So it's an extension cord, right?
Yeah.
And I cut the end that you plug stuff into off, and then I've wired it to these two nails.
Is this safe?
In theory, it's safe. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but we're gonna do it. And we're gonna be okay, because we're gonna stay insulated. And I don't know about you, but I'm very well grounded.
The fact that he's dropping puns in the middle of it, it's fine.
The only thing I'm worried about is the smell, because I can't imagine that this being cooked is gonna smell good.
I mean, doesn't smell good uncooked.
I don't know what you mean.
Are you a pickle guy?
I'm a pickle guy. I like pickles. I mean, I'm a fan of all things pickle, really. Eggs, cucumbers. Yeah.
What about that one where you pee on a shark?
I'm glad you brought this up.
And in theory, what's happening is we have a highly acidic.
Yes. This is very acidic. From what I understand, it's got less to do with the acidity of the pickle. The pickle itself overall has fairly high resistance, which is going to allow the current to flow through it and generate enough photons, I guess, so that the sodium can emit light.
Sounds sciencey.
And in theory, this is a pickle that's made out of salt and vinegar, right? But I would think...
I mean, it's a cucumber.
It is it's a cucumber. In theory, I would think we could make our own pickles, where instead of using sodium, we would use like a copper salt solution or something like that, right? And instead of getting yellow light, we could get green light. We could do it with all kinds of different chemicals.
Are we gonna get yellow light?
We're gonna get yellow light out of this.
Okay, ready?
Okay, so I've got my power strip turned off here, but it is plugged into wall voltage. So I'm gonna plug it in, and because I'm gonna be closer, I'm gonna, safety first, all that good stuff, right? Okay.
But also, the fact that it's a power strip, we have supposedly some kind of like...
yeah, if this thing gets carried away
trip,
and a ton of amperage starts flowing through it, it'll trip. Yeah.
All right.
And if not, your building has a circuit breaker too.
Yeah. Also, I run fast.
Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Give it a second. It's great, right?
Oh! Oh!
Yeah. So that light is not just because of electricity, right? That's because the sodium is reacting to the electricity, generating almost pure yellow wavelength light.
They're called a sodium arc
Exactly.
lamp.
So you've got your high pressure sodium arc lamps, you've got your low pressure sodium arc lamps, and we've got this, a 1 atmosphere, low pressure sodium arc lamp.
Well, why'd you turn it off? Just
Okay, so I'm gonna turn it off because what's going on there is that we've cooked that spear of the pickle, right?
Got it.
And that cooking is forming as an insulator and not allowing the current to flow back.
it doesn't smell nearly as bad as I thought.
I think it smells pretty bad. It smells like burning hair if it were acidic.
I don't think it smells that bad at all. Can I touch it and flip it
Yeah,
over?
we'll unplug it to be safe, yeah.
Yep.
So you may have noticed how there's light only on one side of the pickle, not the whole pickle.
Yeah, I assume that's because there's, positive vibes and negative vibes.
Yeah,
and-
so weirdly, from the research I was able to do, no one's really sure why that is. The best guess is because you don't have an even saturation of resistance.
In theory, the entire thing should be just pickling it up.
Right, but for some reason you get a higher level of resistance on one side of the pickle than the other. More resistance means more energy going into that sodium.
And the resistance is quite literally the electricity getting distracted by, becoming light.
Exactly.
Okay. Similarly, a resistor in your house is what do they call those? A rheostat.
Yeah.
You're setting the resistance, and so that's why they get warm.
Exactly.
When electricity goes through
Right.
them. In this case, it's coming out as electricity or as light.
Yeah, and then the resistance for this experiment specifically, it could also be the amount of tarnish on the nails. But I would think, in theory, if we flip that pickle around, which you just did, the light will now be on the other side of the
No.
pickle. I think so. I'm not sure. Want to find out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I totally would have thought it would be the direction.
Gotta plug it in. Well, it's alternating current, so it's gonna go back and forth anyway, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Other side! Huh?
You're right.
Yeah. So
Why?
I think that means that there's more stuff on that side.
Yeah. So if we're seeing a sodium arc light kind of reaction,
Yeah.
then it makes sense that basically that's just identifying the place where the stuff is the
Yeah.
most, and it doesn't really matter which one's positive, which one's negative.
Right.
I never knew that.
Kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, that would be, I believe that's burned up pickle that's dripping out of it.
Shouldn't look like the devil.
We've tapped into some sort of ancient arcane thing. So if you'll bear with me for 1 second, this is a pretty big pickle. I'm curious to see what an average pickle looks like.
What?
I've got these
Do you
little
have
pickles.
tiny wires? Of course you have tiny wires.
So the idea is that we can string a couple of these
Oh,
together.
we're doing a pickle string.
Yeah, we're unplugged, yeah, okay. Now I have no idea if this is gonna do anything at all.
Okay, place your bets here.
Okay, I think we're gonna see a similar thing happen, but it's only gonna be a small amount of light that's actually inside that, inside one little pickle.
Only one? You don't think we're gonna get all three?
Nope.
Hey, I guess you're right, because there has to be one place with the most resistance,
Yeah.
right? With the most sodium markiness.
Right. Now, there is a small chance that both of those nails are touching the wire that I put into those pickles, which means that there'll be almost no resistance, and we're gonna blow a break.
Okay,
Yeah, okay, cool. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What do you think was gonna happen? You think the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's doing something. Oh! Interesting. Okay, so I wonder if that's where the current's almost arcing to the next pickle, right? You can kind of see there's little sparks flying out of it.
Well, so the first time it sort of ran out of steam.
Yeah.
After it runs out of steam, would it move somewhere else? Because we have three totally
I
different.
don't think so. I think it's such a good insulator that current's just not flowing. So it's the equivalent of it being unplugged.
It's just stop.
these smell different. Didn't expect them to smell different. Now don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Well, you can also see a little bit of
arcing
between
right?
them.
Yeah. And now this makes me wonder if you had three-phase here or really high voltage lines. I'd love to be able to tell if we could put two pickles on the nails and get an arc between them and get them to light up.
I mean, look. At this point, now we're in a writers' meeting and we're talking about like, what if we took 75 pickles and created a communications network between them?
The only thing that's really important here is we got a pickle to light up.
Yeah, we did.
We got an illuminated pickle.
There's only one thing we haven't done.
What's that?
Done it with the lights out. Behold, reading light from a pickle.
Yeah! Yes!
It looks like those 1970s fake candle flames.
It totally does, yeah. I feel like it could be Christmas in New England.
When it stops, I get scared.
I get really worried that we're doing something bad, but I really think that's just charring going on in the pickle, causing problems with the arcing. But yeah. Just think, we could light every parking lot in America with this technology.
So is this stuff getting hot, or?
No, I mean, we're not really running any more voltage or amperage through this system than you would for any other accessory in your house, right?
It's basically just acting as a resistor.
Yeah, that's all it is. Oh.
Let's see the triple threat.
All right, mini pickles. 3, 2, 1.
They really have great comedic timing.
They really do. But that was something.
There it is.
That was something that would happen with sodium arc lights. Remember, like they would turn on, but that heating element or that energy element had to heat up. Remember the lights flickering on and everything?
So here in Austin, we celebrate our moon towers because we're the last ones to get rid of them. They used to just have gigantic, huge towers that would simulate moonlight at all times.
Wasn't Austin like the only place to ever have them?
Oh, no. They were all over the United States.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. We just kept ours and then made them into a movie bit. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, look at, oh.
Well, hello there. I almost didn't see you. Joseph Jebediah Francis Pickelmin III here. Welcome to Pickelmin Farms, the home of the best pickles according to Men's Health magazine 3 years in a row. For generations, we've only grown the best farm fresh pickles, and now we'd like to sell them. Mainly because pickles are super gross. Now that's a beauty. Our hand-picked pickles grow from the ground because we fertilize all of our trees with vinegar, which is a thing. When I was told I had to quit my job as a hedge fund manager and leave New York City because, bless his heart, my great-great-grandfather thought for some reason I'd want to be a goddamn pickle farmer. I wanted to figure out how to get my pickles out to the whole world, hopefully as fast as possible. And so I went to Squarespace, gave it a free trial, headed on over to squarespace.com/rogue. I spelled it right, R-O-G-U-E. After that trial, I knew, thanks to their video blocks, their mailing lists, their e-commerce solutions, their forums, where people, I kid you not, they actually talk about the pickles. And I thought, oh boy, you know what I love about Squarespace is we're gonna move a lot of pickles, specifically away from this farm. Head on over to squarespace.com/rogue, spell it right, give it a free trial. Their scalability means, who knows, maybe we'll be an overnight sensation and they'll be able to handle the server load and all these pickles will be off this land. Squarespace truly can make dreams true. Give me back to my precious hedge fund. Squarespace.com/rogue, get 10% off. Help.
Modern Rogue is supported in part by viewers like you at patreon.com/modernrogue. In the description, you can find all of our credits and additional ways to support the show.
Of course, the most important thing is to be sustainable. You want a good crop next year, you just gotta plant that pick. There we go. There we go. That's not a Squarespace thing, that's just a little industrial secret. Christ.